So you got a brand new Pocket 3, fully charged, ready to film, and it can't record a single second. Not because anything's broken, but because one thing in the unboxing videos breeze right past, this camera has no internal storage built in, and the part that fixes it isn't in the box. Nobody tells you that, and it's not your fault for not knowing. So let's fix it. In the next few minutes, exactly which card to buy, which numbers on the label actually matter, and a couple simple habits to keep your footage safe. Let's start with the big one. Think of the Pocket 3 like a camera with no film or no hard drive inside. Everything it records has to go onto a tiny memory card called a microSD. There's no backup spot built into the camera, so without that card, the camera literally can't save anything. I have the Pocket 3 right here, and the slot, if I can find it, yeah. The slot is right here on the body. And then to get it out, you push the card in until you feel a little click. Kind of like the last piece of a seatbelt when you put your seatbelt on in the car. Hopefully you put your seatbelt on. Take it out and it pops it out just ever so slightly so you can pull it out. And then putting it back in is just as easy. You push it in until you feel or hear a little click. There you go. So the takeaway, buy the card when you buy the camera, or even better, buy the card before you buy the camera. Now the label on these cards looks like alphabet soup. It looks very complicated. A dozen tiny numbers and symbols nobody explains. But good news, for this camera only one thing matters. DJI needs what's called a UHSI speed 3 grade card. It's a little confusing. On the label, look for the number 3 sitting inside a little U shape, and usually a V30 printed next to it. And here's what that's actually telling you. The card can write at least 30 megabytes of video every single second without slowing down. And that without slowing down part is everything. Video keeps pouring in whether the card can keep up or not, kind of like water from a hose. Too slow of a card and the recording can stutter and just stop. So the whole test is look for a U3 and a V30 on the card from a brand you've actually heard of. Alright, so next to the size or capacity of the card that you should buy. The Pocket 3 can take a card all the way up to 1 terabyte. But here's my personal take, and this is just for me and not like a rule from DJI or anything. For most people, 256 gigabytes is a good sweet spot. It holds a long day of filming in 4K if you like to shoot in 4K. And like I just mentioned with the SD card, getting the right SD card and shooting in 4K is super important. If you want, you can step up to a 512 gigabyte or full terabyte if you're traveling and you can't copy your files off each night. And then lastly, you can go with a 128 only if the money's tight and you're good about clearing the card regularly. And then one warning from my own experience is to make sure you buy from a seller you trust. The internet, like Amazon, has a full of fake high capacity cards that look like a steal but then don't actually have the amount that they claim that it has. And usually if a card is too cheap to be true, it usually is. I buy all my cards off of Amazon, so if you guys are wondering which cards I use and you just want to get one that actually is legit, check the description below. There are going to be affiliate links, so anything that you buy will be no extra charge. It'll definitely help me support this channel. Alright, so let's get into some good habits when it comes to storage. First good habit, format the card inside the camera and not on the computer. Formatting just means wiping it clean and setting it up fresh, kind of like clearing off your desk before you start working. When your camera does it, the desk gets arranged exactly how the camera likes it. So do this when the card is brand new, and again each time after you've safely copied your footage off. And then one rule, because formatting erases everything, copy your files first and then open a couple to make sure that they actually play, and then you format. Never the other way around, because you don't want to get caught in the moment where you transfer everything over and then you format the card and then you find out not too long after that none of the files actually open and maybe it got corrupted midway. You never know. So just make sure you check that. And it's always worth spending the extra like minute making sure and checking, because you might be losing some pretty important memories or pretty important like work files. And the second good habit is a boring little end of the day routine. Some people might skim over this, but I think it's super important. After every shoot, copy the files to your computer or your phone, and then open one to confirm it works. Then format the card in the camera so tomorrow starts with a clean slate. You can plug it straight into the computer with USB-C cable or send clips to your phone through the DJI's free Mimo app. I have videos on this, so if you want to check it out in the card, feel free to check it out. Just think of it like doing the dishes the night before instead of waking up to a full sink. A card that's always empty is a card that never catches you off guard at the worst possible moment. But don't worry about memorizing all of this. I know this is a lot. I put this all into a one-page cheat sheet, and I'll point it to you guys in a second. All right, to quickly recap everything, the camera has no built-in memory of its own, so just remember that. So the card is the memory, and it's pretty much required if you want to take any clips. Look for a U3 and a V30 on the label, and grab a 256 gigabyte card if you're not sure, and buy from a real brand and real seller, or just check out the links in the description. Make sure that you're formatting in the camera and copy your footage off after every shoot, and you'll be good to go. That's the whole storage game, and it might seem complicated, but it's really simple once you get used to it. And because nobody actually remembers the label specs while standing in the store or while you're even shopping on Amazon, I made a one-page SD card, like quick pick cheat sheet, whatever you want to call it, the exact specs to look for, plus that offload routine on a single sheet that you can just pull up on your phone when you're at the store or you're just shopping on Amazon. It's a free download. It's linked in the description or in the pinned comment below. Just tell me where to send it. Actually, this video is a part of a larger Pocket 3 beginners series, and a complete guide is coming in the future. So make sure you're subscribed to see when that comes out. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.